Why do you think I'm like this? While my family was in town, I showed my mom and my cousin how to make some of my ornaments. These I made today because I had to remind myself how to make them because I want to do a video showing you guys how to make them. So when I was showing my mom and my cousin, I like completely forgot. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. So I made these really kind of ugly ones today. They made me think of my childhood. Like this is so That's So Raven, Trading Spaces time period. And like Tiffany blue was so hot at one point. But when I took all my supplies out of the closet just like totally fell apart. Everything came out, and I saw how unorganized everything was. So I started to organize everything, put all my sequins into jars, and my extra ribbon into these little things. Everything is not put away. I made some more ornaments instead of finishing. And then one of my nails popped off. So I am going to have to address that. Just want to craft. All I want to do is craft right now. Like, I don't know what happened. It must have been when I pulled out my big box of ornaments that I was just like, crafts. I could just craft. Like I kept thinking, like when you were a kid and you were like, Mom, I'm bored. And she would be like, you want to do a craft? For me, she would be like, do you want to decoupage a box? Do you want to glue shells onto a picture frame? Do you want to sponge paint a birdhouse to look like patina? Do you want to do a patina sponge paint birdhouse? And then I got into doing jewelry, and sometimes I have to come out of jewelry making retirement. I always hated having to come out of jewelry making retirement, but now I'm kind of a little bit more open to being out of jewelry making retirement. I should show you. So I showed you guys the ornaments that I made in the last episode, and that was one of my business ventures that I was like so excited about. I'm like, I'm selling these. I also, shortly after that, made a bunch of necklaces that I was going to sell, and I have them over there. I bought the stuff to ship and everything, and I never went through with it. That will be the next show and tell. But I'm always open to bringing these things back. The thing is, I think I eventually want to get rid of the nail shop. The idea of starting another shop from scratch is something that I'm like not totally into, but if this YouTube channel blows up, maybe I will start something new, or I can just be a DIY channel. You know, I can show you guys how to make your own instead of just selling it. We'll see what happens. My brain has been firing lately. Firing. Well, I took my week off. I wrote down like every single thought that I had in my head. I was like, I'm going to do a sit down video, and I'm going to be like, here's everything that I thought about, which I may still do, or I might just refer back to it and see if I stick to it. So I'm going to work on getting these nails off, and then got to do a set. I went to Dollar Tree and Savers with crafting in mind. Colorful pipe cleaners. I'm going to have to do my video where I let you guys all know all of my plans, which I said that I shouldn't be doing, but I'm going to do it. Dude, I'm in like the worst freaking mood. Okay? Get into it. Get into it with me. I'm in a bad mood. Ribbons. I at the cashier, the guy was like, somebody's got a craft in mind. I got black. I don't know why I got black. Might be cool. I wanted to see if I can find good styrofoam balls. The ones that I have really freaking stink. I found cones. I did not find balls. I got eyelashes too. I want to try these out. The girls on the Dollar Tree subreddit say that they like these, but I had to find ones that weren't very dramatic. I can't do dramatic lashes because my eyes are so small. Did I show these? And then I went to Savers. Let me do a quick. Picked up 3 CDs. Live Throwing Copper. Vertical Horizon. Everything You Want. And this is a blind by Human Waste Project. Elux. Looked way too cool for me to not want to find out. And then I ventured my way over into the men's jeans department. I could possibly do some kind of craft with these. But these are Lucky Brand men's jeans. I held them up. I was like, oh, these look like me. These look like they'll fit me. So I've been wearing like a 26 in women's jeans, but I'm also only buying old. So I really don't know what size jeans I am. These are 28 in men's. It's a weird kind of, you can't just get the same size. But these are 28. They seem like they fit me well. But I love that these are so worn. Like the thing is coming off in the back. I spent too much for these. Everything is too much money. But I love that it's like you could see, like this was his vape. His vape was in his pocket here. Whatever short king was wearing these. Like maybe phone, cigarettes, I don't know. Keys. I like that. Because I used to have a couple pairs of jeans that were just like super comfortable, and I used to wear them around the house like sweatpants. And that's kind of what these feel like when I put them on, that I could just mess these up. I would love to have a pair of jeans that I like wipe paint on, like smock jeans. I have all these. I gotta tell you all my plans. And if I make them, I make them. If I don't, yell at me. Yell at me, okay? And I got these with the idea in mind to use the fabric. I was looking for velvet. And I thought I was out of luck. I had a couple things that I was thinking about. One was this like red and black snake print velvet dress. And I was like, that might be fun, but it may be a little bit too much of a vibe. And then I almost got a like crushed velvet. It was a dress from Lulu's. So I was a little bit like, this is kind of a nice brand. I don't know, somebody might get excited to find this. The style wasn't, I don't know, it was crushed velvet, which wasn't really what I was looking for, but it was a blue color. So I thought red and blue would be cool. But I put them away. And then I found these two. It's exactly what I wanted. It's the one I wanted. Elizabeth Arden, Red Door. Tried it on for shits and giggles. I feel old. Don't tell me it looks good. You better not tell me. Wow. The red looks better on me. Scrunch. We're going to upcycle. We're going to get really pissed off using the sewing machine. Or maybe I'll probably hand sew these. We'll get really pissed off hand sewing these. Just film the progress of making this. Process. Process, progress, who cares? I did silver. I never do. I'm way more of a gold girl. I'm a yellow gold girl. And I think I wish I did gold. But there's one that my great grandma made that is like this pink color and it's silver. So I thought I'd do one to match it. I had a vintage roll of Coca-Cola wrapping paper. You guys know that I love Coca-Cola. Full-blown, full-fat Coke is my favorite thing in the whole world. And I was like, am I just going to have this roll of paper just staying in my attic and not do anything with it? I'm like, I want to use it, but I don't want to use it. You know what I mean? So I wrapped just empty boxes with it and use it for decor under my tree. What do you mean you're not going to take a picture by the tree? And for the first couple mornings, I forgot that they were under the tree, and I woke up and I was like, Santa. It's like, no way, Santa. But I like how they came out. And then I did another. I probably should have stopped at the Coca-Cola paper, and then I had another vintage roll. So I did too, because I like it to look like there's two people who are getting prizes. But I believe in Santa. So with this one, I usually use, so the problem with this is that the ribbon that I use for it, I have to cut it in half, like long ways, to make it a skinnier piece. So in some spots I didn't get it like perfect, so it sticks out. If it's a 3/4 of an inch, it is like perfect, which I think this one is. No, this is 1 inch. 5/8. This might be, no. 5/8 is what I did for this one. So there's more of the velvet ones, which means there's going to be more pins and more sequins. Yeah, make your own, make your own. Yeah, so if I were to I should be more careful when it comes to cutting them in half. I kind of just eyeball it. So I should measure. Should measure it perfectly. How did my eyelashes come out? Not bad, right? So these aren't the individuals. I did the strip lashes, and they're the ones where it's shorter on the inner corners and longer in the middle. So I decided to just cut one of them in half and then put the short in here and the long out here, because I am way more of a cat eye girl. Cat eye till I die. Ride or die for the cat eye. You'd think it was my wedding day or something. But no, we're making dumplings from scratch, which is enough of an event for me to put on eyelashes. I don't know what happened. I can't find dumplings from the freezer section that I like. So I said, let's make from scratch. Having 8 dumplings is like the best meal of all time. And I tried to make the wrappers from scratch, totally failed. And I said, I'll get them at the grocery store. I'll go to the grocery store that I know always has dumpling wrappers that I'm always like, should I pick up this time and try to make dumplings from scratch? And then I say, nah, I'm not gonna do it this time. This time they didn't have, so I made another dough ball. Seems it's a little bit different from the first one. My first attempt was a very tight ball. This one is a little bit looser, but we shall see. So this is another weird craft that I have started. I I have a stash of beads that have been sitting in my closet for a very long time. And I kept trying to think of what can I do with my stash. And I just got these cones yesterday. Let's stab a bunch of beads on pins into the cone. And I'm going to do it all the way around. Very much like something that I would have done as a kid. A tedious craft, but it all makes sense now. When I think about it, I think about all the crafts that I did as a kid. They were all tedious, all glue little tiny shells onto something, a lot of little tiny beads. Pointillism and cross hatching is my jam. So it all makes sense. Be very careful what kind of crafts you introduce your kids to because they might end up like me. They might do weird shit like me. Kevin just got home. Let's go make dumplings. Okay. My dough ball looks like it might be a little bit sticky. We'll see what happens. I saw this thing, you take the dough ball and then you poke a hole into it and you make like a big O and then cut the little sections from there and then roll them out. I don't think I'm going to show you all of my progress. I don't think I'm going to show you the whole process, but I will check in every so often and let you know how things are going. Because I think I got to put on some, I don't know, like Alice in Chains Unplugged or something to help me focus. Okay? This hair looks bad. Okay. They're very ugly, but they look worse on camera. They got a good crust. So really, bad news is that I probably will never make my own wrappers ever again. But my wrappers got a good crust. Um, Also bad news, I am not crazy about the filling. I think too much ginger. I think I did too much ginger. I did ground chicken, scallions, cabbage, ginger, and then like all the, oyster sauce, soy sauce, sesame oil, white pepper. I did like I for the most part I followed uh Make with Lao. I've been watching his channel, but I didn't have fish sauce. They're okay. I would try it again. I have to find a filling that I like. Didn't show much progress. I keep saying progress. I am making progress. Progress in the wrong direction, becoming worse every day. Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. I'm also realizing I think this is the first time the channel has heard me say sauce. So sorry to just throw a sauce right at you without any warning. Ow. It's so much ginger. I should also say I didn't measure. Okay. Lau's recipe is probably amazing. This is me, okay? Because I can't follow directions. That's why, like, the idea of me showing you guys how to make anything is like, those who can't do teach. I can't follow directions to save my life. But it's also like the phone closes. I'm trying to watch the video and do the recipe at the same time. But then the phone closes. The phone closes, and then I have chicken mince on my hands. We got. You're not gonna believe this, but on my list of things that I've been talking out my list of things that I thought about. One thing on that list is that we need to bring back cookbooks. It's definitely not one that you need to watch. I'm gonna have to text Kevin and let him know the bad news. He'll probably like them though. I'm gonna have to text Kevin and let him know that they were mediocre. He'll probably be happy that he's missing out, but then he can have them left over, and he'd be like, "Babe, they're so good. What do you mean? I thought they were oh." That's what Kevin's like. It's good, and then I get a bite of the ginger, and I'm just like, it's just ginger. I can't stop thinking about Amberlynn, and then Amberlynn is demonetized, and I'm like, what can you say and what can't you say? Do you know what I mean? Can I talk about food? Ginger bomb. Kevin's a ginger bomb. Unlocked new lore about me. I like gingers.